Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are at the World of Music. So this is the sign out front, and you have to park here on the side. And down here is the entrance. So we're gonna go into the entrance, find the owner of the place, see what he has to say about what they have to offer here. I spoke on this place earlier in some of my previous videos, so can't wait to show you what they got inside. Yep. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you doing? What is your name?
My name is Steve.
Steve, and you're the part of the owner?
No, I am a 17-year sales associate here.
17-year sales associate. Okay, well I've been telling people on YouTube about your shop for a while now, and I finally made it out here. So
thanks for coming.
I would like to have you show them what you have available here, because I told them you guys are 100% musical instrument start to finish, from pianos to woodwinds, brasses. You got everything here. Right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
first, we'll do so a little bit of history on the store. We're family owned. We're independent. We've been in business since 1954. So this makes our 67th year in business. The store was started by Dick Bulling in 1954. Dick's daughters, Linda and Laura, and Linda's husband Mike, are now partner owners.
okay.
So yeah, store's family owned. We're totally independent, and we obviously love what we do. So
right. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find independent small shops like yourself, so it's not Guitar Center and Sam Ash over and over.
Yeah.
People need the selection. You find the unique stuff in these little places like this. So, and your place isn't that little, but
right.
You get what I'm saying. Not the
true.
chain store. So.
Hey, Raina. So anyway, we definitely we serve a pretty wide market around here. We get people from the tri-state area, Ohio, New York, down south, even Pittsburgh. We got people coming from Canada.
Right.
So we're a destination store to a lot of people, but we definitely serve the local market as well. But one thing that you normally think of when you think of mom and pop independent shops is, you think small, kind of hole in the wall places. But yeah, we are definitely the size of many of the larger chains, and we have, as far as brands go, we definitely compete
Have
with
just
them
as many to compete with. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's,
When you walk into Sam Ash, it's very comparable here as is there. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of the feel we've always gone for. That's the market we serve. So anyway, I guess one of the more popular things we've been doing a lot of the last few years, we're in the midst of a ukulele craze, pretty legitimate one, and so that's a big part of our acoustic instrument inventory. Brands we carry pretty much the whole lineup of Kala. We do a good amount of Fender and Epiphone ukuleles too. And some of the new Breedlove models are pretty cool too. But once we found out that ukuleles are a huge thing,
big hit.
It made sense to carry some higher end models rather than just the $40 beginner ones too. So we have a really big variety of everything, and they've always done well.
Yes, very nice selection here.
Right. Concert size, soprano size, tenor, baritone. Carry a full range of cases and bags for all sizes too. So.
Okay. And you guys do repairs as well, right?
Yeah, we have a full service string technician. He does guitars, basses, banjos, mandolins, you name it.
How in depth do you get in repairs? Busted headstock?
He has been known to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he can. I've seen him work some miracles. He can take stuff like that and make it look like it never happened.
So we know we can come here for a simple setup or a busted headstock, depending on how bad it is, right?
Depending on how bad it is, depending on the overall value of the guitar. Sometimes that kind of repair exceeds the value of the guitar, and he'll be upfront and honest and just say, hey.
Sometimes sentimental value makes you spend that money too.
Yeah.
So,
Make this one a wall hanger, and start looking for a new one. So yeah, we're definitely upfront when it comes to that. He does basically everything but finish work. We don't have a lacquer booth or anything here, so he can't do paint jobs. But anything electronic or setup wise, he's fully authorized with all the brands we carry.
Fret leveling, recrowning, all that kind of stuff.
as far as fretwork goes, I mean, he can do it. That's a case-by-case basis.
Right.
So it's just a matter of bringing your guitar in, and if he can
Looking
work with
at
it,
the
he'll tell you.
condition
And
of
if
it,
and if it's you know if it's
Workable.
beyond help, he'll tell you that
exactly.
too. Yep.
I was telling people about your massive selection of every wall you go to. I see the acoustics behind you here. So what is your main brand that you have?
Well, speaking of brands, and again, this kind of deviation from your normal mom and pop shop. We have the big brands. We have Martin, we have Taylor, Fender, Alvarez, Yamaha, Breedlove, and basically whatever else used comes through the door. If it's good and playable and able to be set up and sold, we'll take it. We have a lot of the import stuff out here. Usually in this section, we have a lot more of the banjos, mandolins, folk instruments, and some of the esoteric stuff. As you can see, we have some lap steels and things like that. But this area is kind of where all that stuff normally lives. Sometimes it's well stocked, sometimes it's bare bones. All depends on what comes through the door day to day.
With everybody being at home now, they probably want to buy a lot more instruments now, huh? Has it picked up?
Surprisingly more than we thought originally. So yeah, what really picked up, and we'll go up there in a short time. Really picked up is the home recording.
Yeah.
The interfaces, the microphones, stuff like that. There was a time where we were completely sold out, and none of the manufacturers
setting up home studios now and tinkering around with loopers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Right.
So I'll take you into the humidified room here. This is where all the USA stuff lives. The Martins, the Taylors, the Fender Acoustasonics, higher end stuff. And we rotate guitars in and out of this room all the time, just keep everything humidified.
We got a nice selection in here. This is the new offset.
Yeah, that is one of the Jazzmasters. The Acoustasonic Jazzmaster.
Yep. That's my first time seeing one. It looks really good.
Yep. And
there's the Stratocaster version hiding right behind it.
We definitely try to stay on top of ordering, especially now. Of course, you're watching this during, March, April 2021, where the pandemic is still a thing.
Right.
So what we've found is a lot of these manufacturers are still pretty far behind in production, and not only that, but shipping is way backed up.
Yeah.
So stuff we ordered in November is still trickling in now.
I've ordered guitars before Christmas, and then they showed up after New Year's. So
Yep. Things we're ordering now, we're not really expecting until like July and August. So
it's a little dark, but
yeah,
you got to take my word for it, people. This room has got some nice stuff in it.
And then same with pedals, and it goes back to what I was just saying. The selection right now looks a little thin, but we're always rotating stuff in and out. New pedals, used pedals. We're dealer for Boss, Fender, TC Electronics. Those are the big ones. And then again, whatever used comes through the door, if it works and is desirable, we'll take it.
I always check out, I call it your scratch and dent corner. You still have it over there in the other corner?
Actually, used here is interspersed a little bit more now with the new than it used to be. New pedals over in here. We have all the used pedals over here. Then we have guitar parts behind the next glass.
Yes, it's been a while since I've been here. The last time you guys had this above the amps over in that corner.
Right. That had a little bit to do. Moving it over here had more to do with
got a tube
security
pedal there
than anything. Yeah. We keep the stuff behind glass now because we can't really have stuff walking out of here.
Yeah, completely understandable.
Put an expensive pedal out, sometimes it'll grow legs.
Yeah, most pedals are pretty pricey now.
Yep. But yeah, everything's accessible as long as you ask the salesperson. We'll get it out, we'll plug it in, let you try it out, just like normal.
And we got some guitar parts here.
Yeah, we do Fender, Gibson. A lot of our parts come from All Parts, which
they're licensed,
nice and universal. Yeah, a lot of the product is licensed by the big companies.
Pickups.
They're meant to fit any brand, which is nice. Yeah, Fishman pickups, Fender, Gibson, Seymour Duncan. We're a dealer for all of them.
Well, that's good to know. I'll tell my dad. He's got a Fishman.
And then we're kind of moving into PA and sound reinforcement world here with this section. We got our microphones, goosenecks, clips, microphone accessories.
All your cables.
And then all the HOSA, cables, adapters, connectors, everything you could possibly need. And if you don't see it in here, we can always get it. And then microphone cables, speaker cables down here.
Now we're getting into the pro audio section here.
Yep. So as far as that goes, we've definitely seen a trend shift from the unpowered speaker with a power amp to the powered speakers. And I think a big reason for that is if you have a power amp that's powering a whole system, that goes down, all your speakers go down.
Right.
But with individual power to each speaker, you lose one speaker, you still have all the rest working. And I think that just makes more sense. And they're better sounding than they ever were too. There's a lot of them have EQ built in. So even if you're plugging a mic direct without going through a mixer, you still at least have some control. So EV, Yamaha, and JBL are our big brands for that.
And there is a huge selection here. There's stuff all behind us that you couldn't see as we were walking in. So let me go ahead and kind of circle around this before we go all the way through it.
So plenty of wireless units too. We do wireless microphones, guitar systems, in-ear monitors, speaker stands, microphone stands all through this area. And you know, it's a lot of this can be self-help. You need one in a box, you grab and go.
Lots of
still do
mixers.
plenty of desktop mixers, some powered mixers. The portable PA systems are very, very popular. We do the Fender Passports and the Yamaha Stage Pass. A lot of people looking for smaller systems, just one trip in, one trip out.
Yep.
And then you're only plugging, a microphone and a guitar maybe for a singer-songwriter coffee shop type gig.
Well, you definitely have enough stuff here to come in and walk out with a complete setup.
Yeah, yep. And another big thing of what we do, and I should mention this because a lot of this area right here is where the used and consignment gear go. With our store, anytime you see the little blue sticker on the tag, that's a consignment, and it'll say so right on the tag. So we sell, we'll sell gear on your behalf if you bring it for
good to know,
consignment.
because a lot of people, they don't want to set up an account on eBay and go through all the hassle of that. It's pretty nice to be able to just come somewhere that's trusted, drop it off, and come collect your money later.
Exactly, and I get the appeal of eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Reverb, Craigslist, stuff like that. They're convenient for some people, but yeah, absolutely. You can drop it off here. We do a percentage that we charge for selling it for you, but you keep most of it if you do a consignment. Yeah. We also buy and trade, but a lot of people like to take advantage of the consignments because if the gear's in good shape, then it just makes sense.
Yep, absolutely.
Not have to deal with selling it yourself and then having somebody come pick it up at your house.
And you do take trade-in, so if they come in and they're just tired of their instrument,
right,
they can trade it in on a new one too.
Want
as well.
something else? We'll do it.
Or maybe they thought they were going to be a guitar player and they suck at it and they want to be a drummer now.
It happens.
It happens, right? So
absolutely.
Speaking of drums, what do we got here?
So this is my home. This is my instrument, and so I.
So you're a drummer.
Yes.
All right.
So I manage the drum department here. I do all the ordering, everything like that. We're a dealer for, as far as drums go, we're a dealer for Pearl, Tama, Ludwig. We do electronic drums, a good bit of those from Roland and Yamaha. Cymbals, we have Zildjian, Sabian, Meinel. And again, we do a good bit of used ones in this area too. We'll order whatever you want, even if we don't have it in store, we can get it. We're full line dealer with all the brands.
We definitely have a big selection of these as well.
Right. Just like anything else, it comes and goes. We have a lot of stuff on automatic reorder, but we also, want to keep the new gear coming in too. Hardware, Pearl, Gibraltar is a big one. Love Gibraltar. Tama, we are a DW hardware dealer. We're not a drum dealer, but we do their hardware.
Okay.
So yeah, I was mentioning electronic drums, and that's definitely a big part of our market now, especially since, you know, the pandemic hit. Right. A lot of people are wanting to play at home and not make a whole lot of noise. If you got neighbors close by or people trying to sleep or study or work, you just plug headphones into them.
And they don't make any noise and you whack on them other than a little thud.
They make a
little thud.
They make about 5% of the noise that acoustic drums do. But as a drummer myself, I still prefer to play, and I still prefer my students to learn on the real thing, because you develop a better sense of touch and bounce and musicality on real drums and real cymbals. Obviously, electronic drums have their place, you know, and especially if space is at a premium. But I will always love acoustic drums. You know, you just feel the air moving more.
If I was to spend the money on a set, I would definitely buy a real set over the electronic one. Yeah.
The electronic drums get better and better every year as far as realism and sound quality goes. But will they ever replace acoustic drums? I don't think so, and I hope not.
Right.
So, but again, a lot of new, a lot of used in here. We do consignments with those too. Sticks, brushes, mallets. We're a dealer for Vic Firth, ProMark, Zildjian, Vader, Regal Tip, all the big ones. And again, same as always. If there's a size you're looking for that we don't have, even though we have 120 different pairs in stock, we can always order it.
Well, you definitely have a huge selection in the drum department.
Yep.
Especially over here for replacement.
Tops. Drum heads over here.
The heads. And
we do Remo, Evans, Aquarian. Again, the brands that people ask for the most is what we have. Hand percussion, Latin percussion, plenty of timbales, congas, bongos. Cajones are a big one. Just like I was mentioning about the ukuleles,
those are
that is kind of gone hand in hand. Yeah, that craze has definitely expanded. In our market, a lot of places are doing low volume acoustic music. The era of a big rock show on a stage hasn't come to an end, but it's definitely gotten to be less of a thing, at least around here.
The people aren't coming in for full stacks anymore. And
you know, I have a theory behind that. I think movies and TV shows have conditioned us to believe that you can go into a bar where there's a live band playing and still hear yourself talk.
Right.
I think a lot of people have grown accustomed to that idea that, if we still want to hear live music, but here's one way to bring the volume down and still have a show going on.
I think these are turning into the new guitar stool as well.
Oh, right. Cajon pedals, you can sit and play them like a traditional bass drum. Cajon stands, because I don't know if you're like me, but I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to sit on a box hunched over and play that for a 3-hour gig.
Right, yeah.
You got to save. You only get one back. You got to save it. Djembes down here. We have a guy who lives in the Bronx, learned how to make these handmade djembes when he was living in Africa. Comes through here a couple times a year with a van load of drums, and we always buy some from him. His name's Karamba. He does excellent work. He hand carves everything. He builds these top to bottom, and really, really nice.
Yes, they are.
Some of the better handmade ones I've seen.
Very intricate.
And then percussion brands. We do Rhythm Tech, LP, Meinl, Toka. Again, a little bit of Pearl too. Whatever we think will come in handy, we definitely tend to stock. So,
well, it's one thing that I can't speak much on because I don't know too much about drums, but
there is almost too much selection when it comes to small hand percussion. There's a lot out there, and it's almost I wouldn't necessarily want to be a new player because the choices are just staggering. And it goes the same with guitar pedals, as you probably know.
Right.
With pedals, there's all kinds of boutique brands out there, and they all do something different.
That's another
But how
thing
to wrap your head around that.
That's getting real big too, is hand-wired ones that people make at home now. People are really getting crazy about that. So something else you can do at home is build kits. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
do
yeah,
you sell any
exactly.
kits at all, or?
We don't sell any solder kits, but yeah, that is, we do know they're out there. That is definitely a market that keeps expanding.
Right.
So, all right. And as we move out of drums into electric bass world.
So these are all your bass amps?
Yep. And again, a lot of used comes through here. Used gear is always rotating through here.
I'll zip down through
And then we have some bass amps over on that side too. Made a lot of places where they could fit in the store. So we know some are big, some are bulky, and
old tube bass amp.
Oh yeah,
that's really cool.
Yep. And that said, we do have an independent amp and electronic technician. He doesn't work here. He has his own shop, but he works with us, and he's an electrical engineer and an amp nut. He loves what he does and always does good work. So anything that we get in that's vintage, that needs, retubed or even cleaned up, bias adjusted, stuff like that. Even the simplest of repairs, just something to make it sellable again, to bring it new life, he'll do it for us, and it's been a good relationship.
One of my other videos, I was bragging about you guys, about how you guys had piles of amps here. You're actually a little shy compared to what you normally have for a selection, and you still have a big selection. The wall I just went down, and then even over here, this is very bare compared to what I normally see here. But
well, what's normally living over here is bass guitar packs, and we just the last one just walked out the door. And again, I chalk that up to the pandemic. Fender and Epiphone and Tobias. We usually have a full selection of bass guitar packs from them, and those have been hard to come by.
Right. But I told them about the islands. You got islands, and then you got more piles amongst piles of just amplifiers everywhere. The selection here is amazing.
We went to a bunch of us went to the NAMM show in 2008, I believe, and we saw one of the convention displays that used light trusses, and so we had a lot of truss laying
on a stage. Yeah.
Yep. We had some spare truss laying around. We have a guy we know really well who's a customer who does construction. He made all this stuff for us. So every fixture you see in here is custom made. He built that wall with the basses over there, and on the other side of the acoustic guitars, which you saw.
And I know you guys have an amazing amount of decorative stuff up here as well to look at while you're here.
So everything on the upper level, that's a private collection. It's not for sale, but it's on loan from somebody who lets us use it for decoration.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this other wall of amps, and we'll go talk about your basses.
Sure.
Really good price on that. I bought a Fender Bass Breaker 2x12 from you guys, 1830.
Oh, those are beasts. Those bass breakers are no joke. They're not subtle.
No.
My a guitar player I play with regularly has one. I think it's a 112. And we were practicing one day, and the amp was on the floor, but it was pointed right at me. And I just said, man, you gotta angle that somewhere else. This thing's killing my ears. I was like, we can all hear you. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a really nice selection of twins here. I like this. This is an old one here, isn't it?
Yeah, an old twin reverb.
Yeah. Really good price on that.
Yeah, we love it when old amps show up.
Yeah,
they tend not to stick around for very long. And one thing we've been doing since the pandemic started, we get questions all the time on the phone. What do you guys have in here used? Well, finally we decided we would put all our used gear. We devoted a section of our website to it, and it shows up on the store's Google listing.
Well, that's
so
good
we
to know.
Update that every day. It's not a shopping website. You can't buy right off of there.
Right.
But you can see, here it is, here's the price, come snag it.
Call and over the phone and put a deposit on it, or even pay for it?
Yep.
And then pick it up?
Yep, yeah, we'll hold it for you, and then you can come pick it up.
I know you guys have a very nice selection of the Fender amps here. This is
Yeah,
really nice
that's the
too.
new one. That's the George Benson.
The new hot rod. I just bought the black and red striped one. Have
Oh,
you seen
okay.
that?
We haven't had one in here. I've only seen it in pictures.
It's all lacquered. It's beautiful.
That's cool.
Another vintage one you got here.
Yep.
Twin reverb.
Yeah.
Also a very good price on that one. If you go on eBay.
Oh, the twin reverbs are outrageous.
Yeah, they're asking $500 to $800 more than you guys are. So.
Yep. Yeah, if you want a twin reverb,
Yeah.
come get one of these.
Got a few of them here.
Got a deluxe reverb.
Yep.
One of the cooler ones we've had in here for a while is this old Bandmaster combo.
Oh yeah, those are cool. Yeah, they got 212 cabinet underneath of it.
Yep.
Also, very good price on that. That's probably late 60s, early 70s?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's late 60s.
Yeah. What do you got here? What is this thing?
That's an old ART. I believe this is sometime in the 1990s.
It's a modeling amp?
Yeah. This
So
is
it's
one
not
of
a
the,
tube, it's one of their
Right,
solid
it's one of
states.
the earlier modeling amps.
But it'll fake you out. It sure looks like a big old tube amp.
Right. It's heavy like a tube amp, but yeah, that's all solid state.
All right.
And then some of the bigger effects that won't fit in the glass. A lot of the Line 6 and Helix stuff. Some Rode cases, some amp stands, some guitar pedal boards.
So that's an amp case there.
That is an amp case. Yep.
All right.
Good
so-
for I think a Music Man 410 will fit in that. So, and then all the guitar cables. We do Rapco. Their Roadhog series is nice. Their concert series is great.
Get a shot of your old Gibson amp there.
Oh yeah.
I have that sign at home too.
Nice.
Yeah, mine's
Nice.
got a white one on it, but
So this is kind of fun. October 2019, Joe Bonamassa came in here.
really?
And yep, so we used to have a big old Wurlitzer organ sign that was from the original store. It said
Right.
Dick Bowling on it,
Yep.
and it
bought
was up there on the other side. And he spotted that. He's like, "How much do you want for it?" And look, it was a day when the owners, Mike and Linda, were here,
Right.
and we didn't recognize him at first because he was wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap, and he had a tour bus jacket. He looked like a driver.
Right.
So he walks in here and he's checking all this stuff out, and we're like, wait a minute, that's Joe.
Yep.
So he made an offer on that Wurlitzer sign, and the owners sold it to him. Then he walks out to his bus, which was in our parking lot. He brings in his, I believe it was a 1958 Carino Flying V, priceless. And he just brought it in,
Right.
let us handle it, you know.
Yeah.
He was just the coolest guy. He loved showing off
Yeah.
his gear.
He is
But
really
now,
cool.
Now that sign is at Nerdville, his studio. So every once in a while he'll do a post from there, and you can see it in the background. But yeah, that came from here.
Yeah.
So
That's what he does. What we like to do. He just gets to do more of it. Find places like this
yeah,
that you don't see everywhere.
yeah, and we knew that about him. We just didn't expect him to
Right.
show up that day. Ironically, it was the day. You can cut this part out. I don't know if, but it was rumored for years, basically the whole time I've been working here, that Erie was going to get a Guitar Center. So that was always the underlying rumor. We were going to have some competition. Okay, cool. The day they opened, late October 2018. That was 2018. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was 2018. The day they opened was the day he showed up.
That's cool.
So that was kind of a nice shot in the arm for us. It was a morale booster. But the other thing too with them opening, I wouldn't ever speak ill of competition. They do what they do very well.
Right.
They're a nationwide chain for a reason. But what has helped us is, like I said earlier, we're a destination store, but so are they. So if people are coming from out of town, they've never been here, they're going to Guitar Center, they're also going to stop here.
Yep.
So it's actually helped us gain some new customers.
Well, that's good. Well, I can tell you this: you guys have more guitars to select from right now than they do.
A big reason for that, I think, is because people have always known us as taking in good used gear. We have a technician who does really good work really quickly and can crank them in and out of the shop, get everything set up, get everything cleaned up, and people trust us to give them a good price on their used gear. I think that the history we have with our customer base means more than anything.
I told them one of my other videos, I did the best boutique shops in Ohio, but I added 3 that were out of state because you guys are so close to me anyhow, even though I'm in Ohio. I said your guys' pricing and everything here was spot on. You guys weren't out to gouge, you wanted to get rid of. So
right, we can't pretend the internet doesn't exist.
Right, exactly.
We're always checking prices. If something goes up, we go up with it. If something goes down, we go down with it. And we're always doing spot checks. That's a big part of what all of us do when we're not helping somebody out on the sales floor. Just making sure the prices are as equal to internet as possible. Right. And the companies set that too, which is nice. Like you take for example, Fender. Everybody's got their MAP, their minimum advertised price policy. So that's a good equalizer for pricing all across the board. We're not allowed to advertise a price higher or lower than, well, we are allowed to advertise it higher, but we're not allowed to advertise it lower than what they said, or else we could lose our dealership. Right. So that's been helpful over the years.
So you do have an amazing selection here of electrics too. So let me go ahead and take a quick scan of this, and if you want to speak on any of it.
Yep. So like anything else, especially this time in history, you're going to see some holes. But again, all the main brands, Fender. We're on again, off again with Gibson.
That's an Elegant series there, right?
I believe so. That one actually came in used on consignment 2 days ago. Haven't even really, I haven't played that one myself yet, honestly.
That's a beautiful one.
But yeah, that's a great looking top on there. Not necessarily a fan of gold hardware, but it looks right on that.
Yeah.
You know?
A guy I just started dealing with down in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, I did a trade with him. He has one of those on his website right now. And it's nice to see one in person because it looks better in person than it does on the website.
Yeah, yeah. So again, brand-wise, you'll see a lot of stuff on the wall, like you'll see some Jacksons and things like that, some Dan Electros, brands that we're not necessarily dealers for. That stuff all comes in used. You know, if it's good, we'll take it. But brand new, we do Fender, Gibson, Epiphone, Yamaha, Ibanez, Schecter, and ESP.
Yeah, you guys always have a really good selection of Gibsons here when I come.
So that's an interesting one.
Not to kick you in the teeth, but you're kind of skimpy right now.
Yeah.
But with this
there's a reason for that.
And all that stuff,
we're on again, off again with them.
Yeah.
Gibson treats us like any other dealer, including the chains. So we have to order a certain dollar amount each year to retain our dealership.
And that can be impossible.
That can sometimes definitely be impossible. You know, if you have to order every single year in order to do that, it's not always feasible for us. So we go every couple of years. We order 2 years worth of inventory with them at a time.
That makes sense, yeah.
You know, so I wish that were a different case. I wish they would kind of change their policy, the independent stores versus chains, but
all these Fenders over here are American and Mexican?
Yeah, the American Professional Series. That blue one you just passed was one of the rarities, and we actually did that with Fender, where they would do a limited run of guitars each month. It was almost like a Guitar of the Month club, and they only made as many guitars in each month as dealers signed up for them. So there's only a couple hundred of those laying around.
Second time.
Jimmy Page Telly. He's not exactly known as a Telly player, but Fender did one.
Is that the Mexican one or the American?
Yes, that is the Mexican.
All right.
And yeah, we got some American Pro stuff. The Vintera series, that's what that red one is.
Yeah, I like
that's a Mexi, but it's really, really nice. I like the vintage style of that one.
Yeah, it looks old already.
And then that American Pro 2 is the most recent one we've got.
Very nice selection.
Yeah. And then accessories, guitar accessories, and everything accessories on this post. Slides, capos, strap locks, polishing cloths, humidifiers. tuners, metronomes, pitch pipes. And we do a lot with harmonicas too. So we display the harmonica boxes out here just to show what kinds
That
we
way
have,
they
but then
don't
we have
walk
all
away.
the, you know, every key we keep behind the counter.
And you sell good polishes. That's nice to see.
Yep, yeah, Dunlop, Fender, Kaiser.
Polishing rags. It's better to invest in one of these if you have a nice guitar than to grab an old T-shirt.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And you also have a very good selection of strings back there as well.
Yep, yeah, strings and picks. Again, we put them behind the counter after a while because things would sometimes grow
Right.
legs if we
Yeah, I
weren't
don't know how
watching.
Guitar Center does it with all theirs out like that. They probably lose
I can
a
only
lot.
speculate.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do.
You got a whole lot more hiding back here too
Yep.
as well. What's
So yeah, Dunlop and Fender picks, and then strings, D'Addario, GHS, Ernie Ball, Elixir, DR, anything and everything. And if you don't see it in here, we can get it. We're gonna move up the ramp. And then, so we'll do a little brief swing over here. This is our stage area. Right now, we have some stuff that's getting ready to have photos taken. But when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, we have student recitals up here.
okay?
So we can fill this room with chairs. We can move these pianos out of the way.
So they can
fill this room
practice
up
like a full band.
Yeah. But we do a lot of we have piano students, vocal students, violin students. So we're always doing recitals here when we're able.
That's good to know. Good thing to get that out there.
Yep. We have this little booth over here is full of band and orchestra accessories. So we have reeds for saxophones and clarinets. We have violin accessories, rosins, strings, position markers, shoulder rests, bows. And as you sweep over there, you see all the reeds, the valve oils, the cork greases, polishing cloths, straps, cleaning swabs, all the stuff that horn players would need.
And my wife used to play. She has a couple 1933 trumpets at home.
Oh yeah. Nice selection of violins over here, and again, we do everything from student to pro level. You can get into a decent violin for $149, or you can spend several grand on a handmade one.
They felt kind of heavier, harder to play. Maybe that's a little smoother. A better key.
And this is still
So through that door is the repair shop. You're gonna get bit
You
if
have
you
to
go
be
back.
an employee to do it.
And then in here, we have windows all through here, and we can shut this door. So if somebody wants to try out a horn without all the background noise and without bothering anybody else, we can let them have it in here.
Because they're loud.
Yep. Right now, of course, pandemic time, it's a bring your own mouthpiece situation, and we
Right.
have to have everything sanitized afterwards, but you can still.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yep. It's definitely affected how we sell wind instruments. I think that this is probably more than anything what's been affected the most.
Very nice.
And
I
here
love
in
the saxes.
Pennsylvania, there's not a lot going on with school band programs. So elementary and middle school bands are basically at a standstill right now. We usually have a pretty big rental fleet, and end of August when school's gearing back up again. Basically, August through the end of October, we're usually cranking with rentals, but unfortunately, that hasn't been a thing, at least in 2020. So we're going to see what kind of restrictions are lifted in Pennsylvania, and hopefully schools will get back to normal,
Right.
and we'll be able to have band programs again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So.
So, just real quick again, where are you guys located at again?
We are at 1355 West 26th Street in Erie, Pennsylvania. So our parking lot is on so we're at the intersection of 26 and Melrose. You just park on Melrose and come in the side door with the red awning is our main entrance.
Just a few miles past the mall exit.
Yep. If you're headed north on 79, you pass the mall exit. We're the next exit after that. You bear right, and then start looking for us after the third traffic light on the right. We're on the
So
south.
skip on past Guitar Center and come right to the good spot. So, yep.
You said it, not me.
All right, bud.
All right.
Well, I appreciate this.
We got a few more things to show you out here. Our keyboard section, and again, you know, definitely affected by the pandemic. We have a sort of limited selection, but we're a dealer for Yamaha, Roland, and Korg, and you know, it just really depends on what trickles in from day to day. We've been taking a lot of used and consignment items, and a lot of what we sell here too. We also sell in our reverb shop.
And I did show everybody your reverb shop. When I did my video about the guitar shops that I wanted to visit, I showed their reverb pages, their regular websites, and kind of talked about you guys a little bit then too.
So not only are we a keyboard dealer, but we're one of the few full-line music stores. Not necessarily, you know, Yamaha likes to have their Clavinova dealerships through piano-only stores, but we're one of the few full-line music stores that does carry Yamaha Clavinova. So have a few of them over here to show off.
And now these are your electrics?
Yep. Yeah, we don't do any acoustic pianos. They're you know, you see old shots at the store. We have scrapbooks that show that main showroom we were just in, full of pianos and organs back in the 60s and 70s. But times have changed.
Very nice. I'm sorry, I almost cut you off there. I forgot we didn't look at the pianos.
No, that's okay. And just like I was talking about with the electronic drums, they've gotten better sounding than they ever have. They come very, very, very close.
Very realistic.
Very realistic sounding, to the point where, you know, the majority of school and church situations are using one of these instead of buying a bulky piano or an organ. And I think the main part of that is they're low maintenance. You know, you don't have to have it tuned every time you move it. Definitely less heavy, and the feel and the sound
definitely
is
a
great.
space saver.
Yeah, they are a space saver, but they still have the look of, you know, they look like a nice upright.
Yep, they sure do. And this actually looks like a
Looks like a little baby
piano
grand.
too. Yeah.
Yep. All this is speakers in here,
That's really neat.
and a lot of them are Bluetooth capable too. So you could hook up, you could connect your Bluetooth device,
So you
and you
could
can
play a soundtrack
through.
through
You can
it?
play it through these speakers. Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
that's really cool.
And then just one more little section of the store where we've definitely changed a lot. The home studio recording area. We do a lot of monitors, a lot of headphones, a lot of keyboard controllers, MIDI stuff. And then
All good brands too.
yep, yeah, we do KRK, JBL, Presonus, Fluid, and of course Yamaha.
Yes.
And then interfaces are the big thing. Like I said, we ran out of those a couple times over throughout the pandemic. Just everybody.
And this is the
Grabbing
kind
them
of
up.
stuff that people are using to create their own music at home.
Yeah, home recording setups. You just plug it in with USB, and then you can plug in a microphone or instrument here and record
that's
right
all
on your
set
computer.
there. You got your mic and
Yeah, they got
headphones.
nice little kits there with everything.
yeah, that's great. Well, I hope this gets the word out for you so you can make some more empty spots on your wall.
Exactly. Well, thanks for stopping
Yep.
by.
I really appreciate your time, and thank you very much. And
No problem.
I come back, and every time I have a doctor out here, I come to every few months. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely be stopping back again.
Yep,
I made a
stop in and
special
see.
trip today, though. There's no doctor's appointment.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and buy one of them T-shirts on the way out so I
All
can
right,
wear
you
your
got
shirt
it. Thanks for
in my
repping.
video.